I think there's obviously inconsistencies right now, but I think we took a step forward in a lot of the mechanics of our defense and the discipline of our defense. I thought we were much better today. It looked like the guys were a little bit more comfortable in running to the football and understanding their their assignments and their eyes, using their eyes and trusting their eyes. So it was a good day. It was a good step forward, I think, overall for our defense.
Did having to go inside that have any impact at all?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Was the discipline level where you would have liked to see it for the first scrimmage of the spring?
Well, no. But, again, I've been doing this long enough to know that part of it's never going to totally be satisfied. So as a coach, you always want more. Even in situations where you've grown up to be pretty good, you're always looking for that to be better. But when I say our mechanics, how we huddle, how we communicate in a huddle, how we break a huddle, where we put our eyes after we come out of a huddle, and then where the communication starts, I thought was much improved today.
Fundamentally, Coach, was it about what you expected being the first scrimmage? I know you've had a few practices work on technique and everything, but how do you feel they responded, in the live game type situation, at least technique-wise, fundamentally-wise?
Better. I think that from our first day in pads to what I saw today, I thought that from a contact standpoint, we were much better on contact today. Again, it has a ways to go, but I saw some good things. We took on blocks, better in all three areas. So again, overall, it's a good step forward. I think if I had one negative thing to say about the scrimmage, it would be the explosive plays, and then some third down snaps early in the scrimmage. Those two things stand out, in my mind.
You mean giving up the explosive plays?
Yeah, can't give up explosive plays. Can't give up explosive plays on defense. And, we did that today. A couple big passes and a long run. Just can't do it. Can't do it and be a good defense.
I think the defensive line responded well to being able to pin their ears back to there and go.
Well, they did. I thought, again, initially, we didn't play good third down defense. They were a part of that problem. As we recognized it and started emphasizing it from the sideline, I thought that they responded well. And again, we got better. And I think overall, probably second half of the scrimmage, our third down success percentage will be much better.
Third down was a big issue last year. How do you get people to play different on third down?
Well, the game of football is about situations. So, you practice all the situations of football with a huge emphasis on third down on both sides of the ball. So, a player should be trained and understand those situations. And it's not just the idea of third down, but a 3rd and 3 is much different than a 3rd and 10. So today we had a couple 3rd and longs where our corners in a cover 2, were running up the flat routes, and we gave up, a 7 route in behind them. So, when you're practicing 3rd and 9 and you're practicing 3rd and 10 in the long yardage situations, you train yourself as a player to develop a thought process and then understand from your technique the best way to handle it in respects to the distance needed.
Who were the guys on the other side that were consistently making those explosive plays?
Who are the guys?
Who were the guys on the other side that are making?
You're talking about a position, or are you
or
talking about names?
names?
I don't know.
A position.
Wide receivers and a running back.
On the defensive side, anybody stand out? Anybody really impress you today?
I couldn't put just one name out there, but I was pleased with a number of our young guys. I thought Kamaya Harrell, played fast there at the end. Chris Frost was much better today. Did a better job. Ra, I thought, did some good things from the Mike linebacker position. So, a lot of our younger guys who we need to improve drastically, because as you all know, it's important that we not only establish a group of starters, but depth is so important. in the SEC. You got to build depth. So I was really encouraged by that overall.
The guy that missed a lot of time last year, have you seen Frost really take some steps forward in that first week of practice?
He's had a hard first week. You know, he's had a tough first week. In the last couple of days, he's settled it down. Which, you know, in coaching, you also find out that, you know, guys that are struggling, but they're high character guys, and it's important to them. They usually are going to get over it and again speed that process up in development. And that's last couple of days he's really been much better. But you know, again, it's important to him.
With guys like Nosa and some of these other guys who have experience out for the spring, is that hard to get a real feel for what the defense is going to look like in the fall? And the second part of that question is how important it is for the younger guys to step in to push for those starting roles when it comes to
Well, I think that, you know, when injury is a part of our game, so you don't really think about it. So in my mind, the guys that are injured, they're not a part of plan right now. You know, so that means it becomes very important that those young guys develop and that the young guys seize the opportunity. And we want to give them every opportunity to do just that.
You talked about corners making misreads, things like that. Talk about the battles that are going. You got quite a few guys back there at the corner.
Yeah, well, again, it's a hard one to be specific with because we really want all the positions right now to be, you know, competitive. We've got a couple players that have some special trait that it might be kind of ridiculous for me to say that. We've got a couple special trait players. Corey, you know, as a pass rusher has special trait, you know, but we don't have a lot of separation in respects to, you know, the high trait versus conservative or lesser trait. We have a bunch of guys in the they have trait, but they're in the development part of it. So it's just competitive really all over. So in the mark of competitiveness in respects to who's going to win jobs would be the guys that become dependable and responsible within that position. But man, there's competition all over that field right now in respects to the positions.